Hello and welcome to the Break the Silence podcast by Aid to the Church in Need UK, where we discuss issues related to Christian persecution and religious freedom. Aid to the Church in Need, or ACN, is an international Catholic charity supporting persecuted and other suffering Christians around the world. And I am Amy Balog, the press officer at ACN UK. I am joined by Margaret Attah, a survivor of the 2022 Owo church massacre. We are recording this conversation just a few days before the second anniversary of the attack, which is on the 5th of June. Margaret is also the recipient of ACN UK's first ever Courage to be Christian Award, which was presented to her last November as part of our annual Red Wednesday event here in London. Hi, Margaret. Thank you so much for talking to me again.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We have known each other for over a year now, actually, and we spent nearly a week together last year when you visited the UK. It was really lovely to meet you in person. Many of our listeners already know who you are, but for those who are not yet familiar with your story, could I please ask you to briefly talk us through what happened 2 years ago on the 5th of June, 2022?
Once again, good morning, Amy. My name is Attah Margaret, a survivor of Owo attack in Nigeria. On the 5th of June, 2022, I and my family went to church, St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church, Owo, Ondo State in Nigeria, to worship, to celebrate Mass as usual. So on that fateful day, we left our house to the church, which is Pentecost Sunday. So the Mass was moving on well. Everything was fine. I was at the choir gallery singing. So, and few minutes to the end of the Mass, when Father stood up to give the final blessing, we started hearing gunshots. At first, we thought it's a kind of banger or knockout from the boys in the street. But when the gunshots continue, we realized this is not a joke anymore. So then everybody started running to hide, to lie down, and just for his or our own safety. So I ran to the sanctuary, face down with many others already there, while many people face down on me. So, and the gunshot continued. The men tried to lock the door of the church, the entrance to the church. They lock it. They tried to close some windows, and eventually the attackers gained entrance to the church, started shooting people. Though all those periods I was facing down, I didn't raise up my head. So the gunshot continued like that, and for some minutes. The last thing I remember was I just heard the bomb blast, the dynamite blast. So, and everything went blank. The flame, smoke everywhere. I lost my hearing, I lost my voice, and by the time I would come back to life, I realized everywhere is bloody. The church, everywhere. I touched my face everywhere, bleeding everywhere. Touched my leg, it has turned to rag. So by that time, I've lost my voice. So I couldn't speak up. I was just waving to people that please help, ambulance, hospital. So, and they were just, those people that came for rescue, they were just moving people to hospital, and they moved me also with them to the Federal Medical Center, or where I received treatment with other people. So that is what I could remember, and to God be the glory, I'm here today.
Do you know who the attackers were? Has anyone been brought to justice?
I don't know who the attackers are, but we were told they arrested them, the four of them. So by that time I was in the hospital. They show their pictures on internet for us to see. Though I didn't recognize any of them because I didn't raise up my head throughout the operation. But some people recognized their face that they are among. So they were arrested, 4 of them. And since then, we didn't hear anything concerning them, whether they are still there or they have released them. But recently, I can say, like last week, Sunday, I, myself, and some other people were selected to go to Akure, which is state capital, to the state security's office to fill some statement form. Also, they said they are on their trial, they are on the case, so they want to gather some evidence before the case. So we went to Akure to make some, to fill some form, a statement form, so that one can help them in the court case, which we are expecting to be anytime soon.
More than 40 people were killed that day and more than 70 injured. These were your friends. These were people you knew quite well. So, how are you and the other parishioners coping these days? Have there been any changes in the number of people attending Mass, for example?
Yeah, we are, to God be the glory, we have been coping. And though when they first reopened the church, few people attended. Even those people that are not part of the injured people, they didn't come. But I can tell you now that majority of people have turned up. So we are coping well. All the parishioners, the church is trying now. So everybody is coming back to the church.
Is there going to be a special service at the church to commemorate the 2nd anniversary?
Yes, that will be on next week, Wednesday, the 5th of June, 2024. So there's going to be Mass at the Memorial Park for the to commemorate the 2nd anniversary. Yes.
Your life has drastically changed as a result of your injuries. What were your injuries exactly? Can you just explain that to the listeners?
Yeah, during the attack, I lost my 2 legs. Presently, I'm on wheelchair. Then I lost my left eye. Presently on prosthesis to the eye.
You already said a little bit about the importance of going back to the church, but how has your and your family's faith been affected as a result of what you experienced?
Oh, well, I and my family, we are trying. Our faith is not affected in any way. Rather, it's increased.
I know that forgiveness is important to you. So, can you just tell our listeners whether you found it difficult to forgive the attackers?
Oh, I can say I find it very easy to forgive them because I didn't have any grudges against them, so that my own mind will be free. I will have peace of mind. And since they are, as I said earlier, they are young people, I know they can't do it by themselves. Someone sent them. And I know the poverty in our country also contributes to that, for them to do that. Because once they are given little change, they can go extra mile. So I forgive them. I find it very easy to forgive them. To some people, it's very difficult to forgive. But to me, especially on this case, I find it very easy to forgive. Because if I do not forgive them, all my losses cannot come back. So, and rather, I will be hurting myself. Keeping grudges against someone will give me unrest mind. So I will not be able to focus and even think further. So I find it very difficult to forgive them because I want my mind to be free and I want to be in peace of mind. because I also pray to God to forgive me my own sin. So likewise, I have to forgive others.
Attacks against Christians in various parts of Nigeria are very common these days. For example, last Christmas Eve, hundreds of Christians were massacred in villages in Plateau State, which is far from where you are in southwest Nigeria, but it's still Nigeria. And some killings on Good Friday were also reported. Our contacts have told us that there are increasing tensions within Nigerian society for various reasons. What are your thoughts on this? And how do you feel about the future of the country? Do you feel optimistic or pessimistic?
The real word there is there's tension everywhere in Nigeria. There's tension everywhere in Nigeria. You can't sleep well in your house. You can't go out. Even what you have mentioned happened far away from where I stay, but even where I stay, a lot of kidnapping everywhere, every here and there. So there's really tension in the country. And what I think is the future of the country is only God. It's God that is the future of the country. We have to continue to pray to God because I believe in prayer. We have to continue to pray to God that his kingdom should come. Because it's only God's kingdom that can reign in Nigeria. And we have peace.
Beautifully said. You and your husband, Dominic, visited the UK last November on ACN's invitation to participate in our Red Wednesday events in London. What were some of the highlights of your trip?
Some of my highlights is I and my husband, we really enjoy our stay during the period of our trip to London. We really enjoy it. We went to Eyes of London, many foodies to enjoy the British foods, and many other things, the Eyes of London, the London Bridge, and many good places. I really enjoyed myself with my husband.
We also went to Parliament together, to Westminster. It was a very special time. And we also presented you with our first ever Courage to be Christian award as part of the Red Wednesday celebration. So I also wanted to ask you, what does this award mean to you? And if you don't mind me asking, how do you intend to use the funds you have received as part of this award?
Thank you very much, Evan. The award given to me by the ACN London, I so much cherish it. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me because I cherish it. Even people in my parish, when I came back, I showed them, I presented in the church, they were all happy. So it meant a lot to me and my husband and my family at large. And talking about the fund given to me I really want to thank all the benefactors because the money was judiciously used. Like I said the other time, that the processes provided for me by the government is not working. I can't use it. That is why even 2 years after the incident, I'm still on wheelchair. I'm unable to use it. So the government tried, it paid the contractor, but the contractor did a very bad job. So I can't use it. And in that was, I have to contact another contractor. I know somebody introduced him to me, and he promised to do it well, and so that I'll be able to get back to my feet again. And talking about the fund given to me by the ACN, I use it to deposit for the prosthesis. The man said it's 3.4 million naira, and I have to deposit about 1.5 million naira about it. And he promised and assured me that when he brings it, when I'm able to use it perfectly, then I should balance him up. So I really thank those people that contributed the money for me. I use it well for the processes, and I'm still hoping God to bring the man with the prosthesis and for me to be able to use the prosthesis well. And I hope that God will raise people for me to balance the man up. So the money was well utilized. Thank you.
We are all praying that one day you will be able to walk again.
Amen.
I know that this is probably one of your greatest dreams. And we continue praying for your entire community there at St. Francis Xavier's Church in Owo, Nigeria. Has your family, has Dominic and your children?
Thank you. We are fine. My family, we are fine. My husband, my children. To God be the glory. We are fine. Although the country is not easy, there's no peace of mind, there's no rest of mind. We can't sleep with our two eyes closed, so you can't even travel short distance without fear. So, but we still thank God. And I want to thank all my benefactors, the ACN, and those people that contributed the money for me. I appreciate you, and I pray that God will continue to bless all of you and take care of your people, your children, wherever they are, or every of your heart desire, the Lord will grant it unto you in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you. I really appreciate everyone.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Margaret. It's always such a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for taking the time. Many blessings to you and your family.
Thank you. You're welcome.